Howdy, everybody. We are playing retro games again, and we are playing a really good classic Nintendo game called Bobble. People might not remember this game. It is, of course, of two little monster-looking creatures who would continuously pop out bubbles to either jump onto the bubbles or they would have to hit the bubbles so that way creatures would fall into the trap of the bubble and be sucked in. So we are going to begin a classic game that I thoroughly enjoy, and I hope that you do too. Uh, but if anything, out of probably all the Nintendo games, I think this one is simply my favorite, just because it's very different compared to a lot of other things, and ideally, if people want to hear the sound of this going down, you probably won't be able to. But if anything, if you really badly want to hear the sounds of the, because I'm a little worried about like whole copyrights and stuff like that. So if anything, I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. But if anything, I'm a little worried about whole like copyrights and all that rigmarole. So it's much easier to just like play this as it is. If you guys really want to hear the sounds of the Bubble Bobble one more time, then I would advise to simply either get an NES thing for yourself, or whoops, um, and play this old-fashioned game, or really okay, this is a little bit oh, okay. Ideally, I was pressing one button that had a combination of both the jump and the shooting thing, when I really could have just pressed one button to do everything. So, or one button to do separate acts, and said, whoops. I fudged, people, I fudged. But if anything, at least this game will be fairly simple to do on here. At least it'll make me look like a successful gamer, that I can play games. Because there's a lot of times where it's just hard, unless you die, like I just did there. There's sometimes where it's just hard to do a game on your phone and make it look good. Just because most of the time it has something to do with the. Oh, I gotta go all the way back now? That's kind of, that's not that good. I wish I would have, gotten through, instead of starting from the exact beginning again. That's not fun for everyone, because now they have to see me beat all this stuff again. Whoa, let's go. Hit these bubbles. Get out of my wife, get down on my floor, don't want to see you no more. You already know. Whoops, I messed up. Got hit, that was stupid of me. I guess I just didn't see where I was going to go. Oh, I remember this because eventually we get like little lightning bolt things, and they would tend to. Because I was thinking of like, hey, if I could just shoot a bubble across this thing, but it doesn't work like that. Because I forgot, like, there's the zapper things that do that for you. I don't know why I was thinking. It's like, oh yeah, I can just hit the oops. I hit the jump button instead of the kill button. But luckily, we were given the fruits of our labor. But anyways, I hope that you guys are enjoying this classic playthrough. If you guys really are enjoying it, man, do I have to start all the way at the beginning again? Please say no. But I think that is the way we go. Yes, gosh darn it. Well, I guess I'm gonna be really good at these beginning levels because I am gonna consistently be getting them. If I die a lot. Um, but it's like, hey, the buttons are simple or whatever. If any time you can just get like messed up with buttons, but um, because I definitely feel that I will get messed up with buttons quite a few times. Because I will probably confuse the jump button with the shooty bubble button as I get killed, as I get the killeded. I don't know why my screen went darker there, but it went darker. On the way we go to do mo levels, because I passed this one. I'm better off. I think I'm better off doing the A/B combination instead of the because I think I'm just like consistently messing up the I'm consistently messing up something when I'm so I think I'm better off given the bubbles and the hubbles and I don't know. 3 Hondo. Oh no, I couldn't because that's another thing too. You kind of like misinterpret where you're going to jump, and then you start jumping, and then you're like, "Hey, man, I'm not where I should be jumping," and then you're thrown off. I know this is like excuse after excuse after excuse, and I know you guys love those. So, but like I said, if you guys are new and you like this retro gameplay that we're doing, please subscribe and we'll probably do more of them. If anything, if you enjoyed this or got nostalgia or I died playing Falja, bubbles and fries. I like bubbles and fries. I guess we're gonna have to go down to go up. Yes, victory is mine. Okay, so let's get these diamonds. Do some stuff with some diamonds. Every time everybody loves diamonds. Don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. Don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel. Actually, really, I just want to be in the next level. Instead of going backwards with the ghost faces. Oh, if anybody remembers what quote that is from, put it down in the comments below. It's a pretty easy movie for people to remember. Because who has. How many movies have a ghost face in them besides ghost movies? Not a whole lot. Uh, ideally, I'm sure probably a lot of people know the answer as I died. I died, guys. Well, we've been at this for 10 minutes and already. And we are hopefully just gonna bash through this first level like it's nobody's business. But I want to get that diamond though. Because diamonds are forever. I'm just gonna sing all the diamond songs. What is that Rob Zombie one? He talks something about diamonds. I think it's like the song is called "Her Diamonds." I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but she feels bad and I do too. Boo hoo for me. He. I don't know the rest of the words. It's been a while since I've heard that song, and I probably will never do that on this channel. Unless Die Hard Rob Thomas fans want me to do that song, then I will figure out some way of having diamonds off forever on this channel. But I guess a lot of people are probably just gonna get ticked off at me, just because of how many like weird things I'm bringing into this to just talk about and whatever. But if anything, I'm sure if people remember this game, they are probably not exactly the youngest spring chickens in what I don't know. Like ideally, I play this game. I played it, so if anything, that on an actual Nintendo, not some kind of emulator or whatever. Like I actually played it on an actual Nintendo. So that probably tells you my age. That probably, and I died. I got killed dead. I don't know. I think Bubble Bobble is probably better to play with two players, but eventually, I think you either get another player that doesn't know what they're doing, or you just get another player that it just like gets bored and then they're just like messing around or like not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then you're just like, oh come on, could you just like hit that one thing and then we'll be good. And and then either that or like somebody can easily usually get stuck, and then it's just like, well, I need you to do this, and they're just like, well, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. There's no way that I'm stuck. And it's like, oh great. And then so like this person's stuck and they can't move, and and like you died, and so like yeah, just like it just comes down to like, well, that kind of sucks just because it's just like, well, I guess we have to restart or something. But ideally, yes, I do. I have listened to Rob Zombie songs, or Rob Zombie. Well, I have listened to Rob Zombie, but I have listened to Rob Thomas songs. If anything, um, of course, if people remember any of these songs, there is one song that he did on his album called "Something to Be," and I enjoy that song. That's a pretty good song. I don't want to be lonely no more. Of course, was a like was probably his like big hit as long as with that song "Smooth" with I'm trying to Santana, the guitarist Santana. I know I'm probably gonna date who I am and or date. Yeah, I'm gonna date myself. I'm gonna meaning that I'm actually gonna show my age because I remember uh I remember listening to these songs fresh as the day they came out. So without a doubt, I will literally be telling my age. But ideally, I don't know. There's some times where life is just a blur, and so I don't remember exactly. Like, oh yeah, I remember the song coming out on this day and on this year and what. No, it's just after a while, life is just a blur, and you're just like, well, I remember the song, but I have no clue when it actually came out. Like, if it didn't come out on a certain birthday or something like that. Um, but I wonder if anybody has ever been, like, tortured by a song. Like, I'm sure if you were named something and that, of course, was related to a song, then I'm sure for, like, the rest of your life, you're just like, oh, well, hey, your name is Danny. You're gonna be tortured with the Danny Boy song for the rest of your life. If anything, um, I watched Iron Fist the night before, so that's why that kind of popped into my head. Um, if anything, of course, you get the "Come On Irene" song. Come on, Irene, da 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 da. I don't know the rest of the words to the song, please. But ideally, crap. I am just not gonna do well. I am just gonna be killed. Killed Bill, Volume 7. There's no Volume 7. No hate comments, please. There wasn't 7 Kill Bills. I know. Because I actually watched most of them. So I know there's not 7, but I think there's like at least 3 or 4 of them though, I think. I don't know. It's been a while since I've since I've watched them though. I know they were directed by Quentin Tarantino and but all that good stuff. I don't know. I'm giving a lot of references to old stuff. I guess it's perfect that I'm playing a retro game then, because. But I'm sure there's just gonna be a lot of younger viewers that are gonna be like, "What is he talking about?" And like, I like, you had to live at a time, people. But yeah, I guess it's gonna be like all the younger viewers are just gonna be like, yeah, I don't like this video because he made so many references of so many songs that are very, very dated, and I'm like, well, that is to be debated. uh, oh yeah, we got some letters come down. Give me the letters. I need the letters. Give me the letters. I want the letters. I missed out. I missed out on the letters. I missed out. I am ticked now because I missed out on some of the great lettering that I could have gotten to get, I think, more lives. Not more wives, but more lives. I almost sounded like Bane there. How's it going, everybody, as I try to sound more like Bane? Crap! How long am I doing this for? 20 minutes. If I consistently just go back to the first level, I don't know how long this video will be, because people will be constantly be saying that, hey, why aren't you better at this game? You played it before. I don't know, it's always just weird to play on the phone. It just doesn't like make you look like a good gamer. It just makes you look like you're like struggling, and you look dumb, and you're stupid, and you're a poo poo head. I don't know. But if anything, it's I think it's a lot of times where like I don't test beforehand if I could just like use my Bluetooth controller. So if anything, a lot of times I I reasonably like probably could have used like a controller, but like I just don't have the time to test it out and see if it works. So maybe someday in the near future, when I have time more, um as I almost said time warp there, I will try and see, hopefully, if things will work for me. I gotta get a letter. Let's get that letter. Let's get the letter from Casey Kasem. And she writes, "Dear Johnny, why did you leave me?" We're gonna use so many references that are not of the youngins, and they are probably gonna get so ticked because they're just gonna be like, "You didn't do this video for me," and I was like, "Well, Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. This really sucks for you, but golly, let it be. Ah. Wishful words of wisdom you can see. I need the E. Give me the E, not the ecstasy, just the E. Pretty please. Man, I don't want to die because then I'd have to go back to the beginning part of this game. Yes! We did it, fellas! We did it. We were protected by top men. Who? Top men. Indiana Jones reference, if somebody didn't understand that reference. I want to get that thing on the bottom there because it looks cool. It looks, oh, it's gone now. It's forever gone. Forever gone. It wants to be forever gone. Tell me now, is it gonna live forever? Forever. Forever gone. Again, so many references that will go beyond people's heads. I remember when, and that killed me. I remember when I would, at my other job, I, of course, would be working with guys that were younger than I was. So I would say all these movie references and stuff like that, and they're just like, what are you talking about? And I was just like, you've never seen XYZ movie? And they're like, no. But it was just like, a lot of the times it was just like really like classic movies. And I was like, you haven't seen this? And they're just like, no. And I was like, well, I guess, I don't know. Like, you would think with like Netflix and everything like that, where it's like easy for people to watch movies now, that like everybody would just like, I don't know, like maybe there isn't a generation now that mainly watches movies. I'm sure if anything, uh most of the time I'm sure people have better things to do. But like actually going out in the world and and meeting a lady and getting that sweet gravy. I don't know. But anyways, um, I guess that could really explain um, like the viewership lately for YouTube. But I can understand really that it like recently it's like, well, it's a holiday, and like, do you really think that people are going to be watching on YouTube instead of like watching fireworks and stuff like that? And it's like, I understand, I get it. Like ideally, like I think right now 70% of my viewership is of course um, from the American. So, thinking about it, it's just like, well, if everybody's off doing whatever they're doing, then ideally there's not going to be a lot of people watching the tube of you because you should watch the tube of you. It would be great because I'd get a lot of views. Or my heart will bust in two. I bet you love all this comedy. uh, do do diddle do 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 diddle do 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 do. Everybody loves this video. Yes, they do. Okay, we are at the 25-minute mark. Ideally, if I die, because I only have one life to live, yet another reference from an old soap opera. So, um, since we only have one life to live, if I die on this life, ideally I might call this a wrap. But I think I'm getting a rhythm down. I think I'm getting it all down, and getting very well at the control system finally, doing this game. Um, but that still remains to be seen. Uh, I was gonna try and get to the umbrella, but I don't think that there is no way, dude. There is no way. No way. It was a fire drill, and I was like, well, it's just a drill, and she was like, no way, no way. uh, People remember that's a Family Guy reference, where these two like Canadian guys are talking about that they were gonna get some, but then the girl was just like, no way, no way. I remember the one episode where the maid is see, this is the part I hate because they got stuck right there, and now I have to figure out how to. And then two, you have to figure out how to get like unstuck in this freaking part to get to the one thing that you gotta pop. The one little evil Knievel dude lurking around that you have to try, and oh gosh, I hate those. You get stuck constantly, and then you're looking like a goober all the time. The goober maneuver! Oh man, that is just a bag of crazy right there. Fire away, fire away. Fire away, fire at will, because holy shields. Shields! Fire away! That is great. If anybody remembers this game, you will see me probably not get to the end of it, because I will die like I just did now. But if anything, I hope that you guys enjoy this retro play. I really hope that you liked Bubble Bobble because I enjoy the game Bubble Bobble. Um, like I said, this is probably like my favorite retro NES Nintendo game. Simply because it's probably better with two players, of course. But ideally, this game was so unique, and it wasn't like 30 or 40 different Super Mario Brothers. It was like something that um, it was a puzzle game, and it was probably cheaply done or whatever, but if anything it was neatly done. And like I said, I just like the little creatures, and they the little the bubbles that come out. So if anything, I am going to go and say to you, thank you for watching this show. If anything, if you are new, drop that subscription button down. If you are new, hit that like button. If you're new, just say whatever you want down in the bottom below. If you are a retro gamer, or if you just are old enough to have played the original NES game of this, then drop something down below in the comments. So, I will say goodbye, and hopefully this edits well and all that goodness. So, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.